You are just in time. Clear the blockades, so we can take the fight to Von List.
Yeah, I get the feeling I'm not going to be sticking around long enough to make any sort of progress. Alright, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to some Vanguard. Back here on some zombies once again, which I wasn't really sure about doing. On some level, I kind of feel like this is, I guess, just me being lazy since I'm not really, like, doing anything in these videos. It's just kind of me talking. But then on the other hand, I guess that's kind of what all my videos are at the end of the day, since, I mean, for the most part, Call of Duty's not exactly a particularly difficult game. So I don't know, but either way, don't expect me to make a habit of this. But anyway, the main reason I'm doing another zombies video today is that I wanted to show you guys essentially what I've been subjecting myself to for the last day or so. For those of you who saw the last zombies video, I mentioned that I didn't think that weapon XP was really a thing in this mode, and that as far as going for atomic, I was gonna either have to do it in multiplayer or figure something else out. But I've actually since been informed that that's not the case, and I've been informed of a method, which I'm doing right now, that is apparently the most efficient way of getting consistent weapon XP, provided that there's double XP active. And since we have 4 days of double XP going on this weekend, I figured what better time than to try and put a crack in some of the bigger weapon classes, meaning the ARs and the SMGs. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already aware of this method. I just don't really care about zombies, so I tend not to pay attention, but essentially the idea is you spawn in, you do 2 blitz objectives, and then you quit out. Apparently that is like the most efficient way of getting weapon XP. It'll net you around 3,000 XP a pop, and each run only takes like 5 to 10 minutes to do, so you can max out your weapons relatively quickly. Now granted, I'm not sure if this is like mathematically the best method or not. I did test it against multiplayer a little bit. Now granted, you would think that multiplayer is obviously going to be the most efficient way to get weapon XP, but for all intents and purposes, that's actually not really the case. So yeah, now that we finished our second blitz objective, we're just gonna quit out. And there we go, we got about 3,000 XP out of that. But yeah, in theory, multiplayer is the most XP you can get, but there are actually 2 things going on that make this method the best way, for me anyway, to get weapon XP. So the first thing is that the Ship House 24/7 playlist is somehow still bugged. It's been like 3 months and I have no idea how this is possibly still the case. And I think it might be bugged in 2 different ways. For one thing, it is absolutely bugged where it still only gives you team deathmatch on shipment and then domination on DOS House, and there's no other map or mode combos that appear to be possible. I really don't know why this is like this. But yeah, so there's that, and then I haven't confirmed this, but I think the weapon XP on Ship House might be bugged, or the double XP is at least, because I did wind up playing a game of team deathmatch on shipment just to see if it was going to be worth it in any way. I felt like I got way less XP than I probably should have, because in addition to this, I was testing out different playlists and different modes just to see what would be the easiest. One of which was the Bloodshed Blitz playlist, which is team deathmatch on like really small maps, so you know, you're able to drop a reasonable number of kills for team deathmatch on those as well. And it felt like I was getting more XP consistently in that playlist than I was in Ship House for whatever reason. I don't know if it's like the XP rates between the maps or if it's the double XP being bugged or what. That's just how it appeared to me. Now granted, I'm sure probably the most efficient thing to do would be like queue up for Blitz Hardpoint or Blitz Domination and drop like 60 or 70 kills. That would probably be like the most bang for your buck as far as time commitment is concerned. But even then, it's not really that efficient because after like 1 or 2 games of playing like that, I'm gonna be getting into, you know, just the sweatiest lobbies known to mankind, and eventually it won't even be possible to drop that many kills anymore. The nice thing, at least, about the team deathmatch playlists is, on the whole, they do seem considerably less sweaty than most of the objective modes. I don't know if it's because everybody trying to grind the double XP is in objective playlists, but regardless, that does just kind of seem to be the best way to go. So yeah, my options are basically play team deathmatch or do this over and over again for hours. What an absolutely thrilling grind. Although I do want to say, back to the whole like team deathmatch not being that sweaty thing, I did play like 10 or 11 games in a row of team deathmatch earlier just to, you know, get some variety so I'm not sitting here just smacking zombies around all day long. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually having a lot of fun. I mean, granted, I got into a couple sweaty lobbies here and there, but even then, I don't know, I was just kind of chilling. Although that being said, I will say this weapon here, the automaton, this thing fucking sucks in multiplayer. With no attachments, at least. This thing takes like 6 bullets to kill somebody. It's not fun. So yeah, I mean, this is basically what I've been up to, just kind of, you know, running around, smacking zombies on low rounds, getting weapon XP, and rinsing and repeating, really. I'm sure this is just the most enthralling gameplay on the planet. Trust me, it's about as much fun for me to do as it is for you guys to watch, I bet. I don't know how much progress I'm actually going to be able to make on this weekend, meaning like the double XP weekend, because like for now, I'm just working my way through the ARs, but once I get to level 31 in the battle pass and I unlock the PTRS, obviously I'm going to go do that instead. Also, this shit pisses me off. I hate that the symbols for what each of these things are don't pop up right away, like you have to wait. But what's weird is like it pops pops up for a split second and then disappears, so it's not like the game has to load in whatever they are. Like, I don't know why it does that. I basically summed it up in the last video. This grind fucking sucks. I honestly don't really think this is gonna be worth it as far as time commitment is concerned. I mean, we'll see if some of like the future content Treyarch winds up adding into the game makes things any easier, because I'm almost positive I will not be done this grind by the time that stuff gets here. I don't really plan on taking it all that seriously, you know what I mean? Oh, and by the way, the Void mode, it does seem pretty efficient as far as getting camo challenges done, so that's good. But as far as weapon XP goes, I don't know if they screwed this up or if they did it deliberately, but apparently every time you load into Void, even though you're like leveling up with the rounds and stuff, it counts each visit to Void as like one objective. So what I mean by that is, if you don't know how XP in zombies works, with the exception of Blitz, every single objective like Harvest, Transit, Purge, there's a limited amount of XP that you're allowed to get before the rates drop off considerably to prevent people from like going on round one and then just like sitting in Harvest or whatever and shooting zombies until the cows come home and just leveling up their weapons without even having to think. Although granted, to be honest, I wouldn't have been too mad if you were allowed to do that. But regardless, it seems like Void is being treated that way, so apparently like all the zombies YouTubers and stuff who've been testing it have discovered that after a relatively low amount of XP, I think it's like 700 or something, you just stop earning XP in Void unless you leave and then come back, at which point I guess then it counts as a new objective. But the thing is, I don't think that's efficient for grinding weapon levels and all, because I'm pretty sure you get 700 weapon XP before you finish 3 rounds, especially once you get to like higher rounds. Like there's no way that if you're on like round 20 or something, you're not gonna finish 700 XP like halfway through the first wave of zombies or whatever. So yeah, I mean, once again, the longest part of this grind is just gonna be leveling up the weapons. Like I said in the last video, I don't think that the Dark Aether camo challenges themselves are really all that difficult. They're just, you know, pretty time consuming. And also the fact that, you know, I started out trying to use a sniper rifle, what with the sniper rifles being horrible in this game mode, probably wasn't really helping my view of things. I kind of want to sit down and try and do some camo challenges with maybe like the STG or the MP40 or one of the other red guns I already have maxed out, just to see how easy it actually is, because I can't imagine it's going to be that hard, right? I feel like the biggest problems will probably be the snipers, the launchers, and like maybe the pistols. I don't know. The melees are going to be easy by default because you don't even have to level them up, and then, you know, shotguns are good, ARs are good. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just see how this goes once I get into the grind in earnest, and I'm not just sitting here leveling up random weapons that I don't feel like doing in multiplayer. On some level though, I am kind of hoping to unlock the PTRS as soon as possible, just because I need something to do in multiplayer besides try to snipe and complain about how bad it is. Actually, speaking of multiplayer content, did you guys see the fucking, I'm sure we all have at this point, the Attack on Titan skins? Dude, those look fucking ridiculous. I'm not even talking about like the really goofy looking Levi skin. I mean like the dual blades and stuff or whatever. Like I've seen those animations where people are like spinning around on the MVP screen and stuff. Like it's just so bizarre. A friend of mine was like, oh, they're trying to copy Fortnite by getting like popular franchises and their characters into the game. And it's like, I guess, but I don't know, surely Activision doesn't think that's a good idea in a game like this, right? Like I could see that in a game like Black Ops Cold War, where it's a little bit more arcadey and less serious and stuff. Actually, speaking of being arcadey and less serious, it's really interesting. I remember, also I didn't get Blitz, that fucking sucks. Yeah, apparently if you don't get Blitz, it's not even worth it to try and do any of the other ones. But yeah, I remember before the game came out, people were saying things like, you know, they wanted more blueprints like that Dragon blueprint from Black Ops Cold War for that one AR and stuff. But now that we like have them and stuff, I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter like making fun of them. And I'm not just talking about the Attack on Titan stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are just making fun of that because it's like goofy and not really very well done. But I mean, like, I know there are a couple of other weird, goofy looking blueprints that kind of don't, I guess, fit the World War II tone that have been added to the game, and I've seen people complaining about it. So I'm really curious, like, do people actually want those or not? Because I'll be honest, like, animated camos and like reactive camos and some of like the goofier stuff, I think just makes Call of Duty more fun. Also, it looks like these guys are stuck out there. That's interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of those goofier camos kind of make the game more interesting, you know? That's just my opinion, though. I mean, you can feel free to completely disagree and say, no, it's got to be World War II and World War II only. That's fine. I mean, I totally get it if you want your game to be like thematically accurate or whatever. I just think it's kind of neat when, you know, you have a bunch of stuff that's not that, because at least to me, at the end of the day, Call of Duty is just an arcade game, really. You know, it's not meant to be taken super seriously. It's not meant to be taken giga competitively unless you're like a pro player. You know, it's just a fun game you turn on a Friday night to kill some time smacking around zombies, and arguably one of the most tedious camo grinds I've ever seen. Actually, I heard apparently we're getting a new zombies map for season 2, but it's another one of these. Like, apparently it's a new hub location, and I don't know, that's kind of interesting. Like, are we gonna get more objectives, or is it gonna be the same thing. I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like Red Star as a location doesn't really mean anything. Like, I feel like it could have been anything, you know? Like, the hub world could have been Hotel Royal, it could have been Das House, it could have been anything, really. I feel like the effect would have been the same. You know, obviously, this does have the advantage of being kind of like a city location, so they can put Von List's office in it and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like the hub world has almost nothing to do with the setting or, like, the way the game plays. It's all about these, like, external locations, and most of them have nothing to do with Red Star. Like, I know this and a couple of the other ones are on the map, but then, like, you have Hotel Royal, which has nothing to do with this, I don't think. So yeah, I don't know, I mean, unless they're gonna give us a whole host of new objectives or something, or some other sort of, like, maybe potentially round-based content would be nice. But if they're not gonna give us anything new like that, I feel like giving us just a new hub world isn't really gonna do a whole lot for the mode, you know what I mean? But hey, I mean, I don't know, I'm not exactly a zombies expert, and I have no idea what the fuck they're cooking up, so maybe it'll be good. But that's about it for this video. As you can see, made a pretty decent amount of progress. I've only been recording for about 30 minutes, so this is 6 levels in 30 minutes. You figure you extrapolate that, it's like, about the first few levels go pretty quickly, and the last few levels go pretty slow, so I don't know, I've seen some people say it takes like 4 hours to max out a weapon. But as always, if you did enjoy this video, definitely be sure to leave a like, and subscribe if you want to come back for more content. That's about it, I'll see you guys in the next one.